Live. There we go. Hey, I am live. My name is Manny Wolf, and I thank you ahead of time for tuning in. I'm going to jump right into it because I started this about 10 minutes later than I anticipated starting it. Got a lot to cover. I hope you're paying attention. This is going to be good. Let's see. Let's set it so that I can see any comments that might pop in. And here we go. First, the 1,000-foot view, the overview, the snapshot, the big picture, the context. The more people who know you, the more people who will be ready to buy when you make an offer. Let's say that again. The more people who know you, the more people will be ready to buy when you make an offer. So how do you get more people to know you? Let's be very clear on this, okay? The front end of your funnel, the awareness level is crucial to develop. So how can you do that when you're limited to 5,000 friends on your profile? And even at the order of magnitude kind of rule of thumb, if you got 5,000 who know you, you get 500 who trust you. That means you maybe get, or 500 who like you, you maybe get 50 who trust you, which means you might get 5 that buy. So that's the sort of order of magnitude scale of how we all sort of agree that the know, like, and trust ratio works. But what if you had 500,000 people instead of 5,000? Wouldn't that change things? How do we do that? Pay attention. Here we go. First, create your page. Create your page, create your page, create your page. Create your page on Facebook. Second, create short videos. I say a minute long or less. Create short videos and boost them from your page. One each day. Boost them for 7 to 10 days each at $1 per day. So every day you're posting a new short video on your page. And each of those videos you're boosting, which means you're paying for extra reach. You're going to do $1 a day for 7 to 10 days, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Over time, you're going to start developing a couple of things. First of all, you're going to develop a far bigger audience who knows you, who is aware of you. You're going to make more people aware of you. This is the same psychology that goes into putting billboards on the side of freeways. Now, billboards on the side of freeways are proven. This is the same psychology that goes into putting full-page ads in magazines. Those people who do that, those companies want to get as many people as possible exposed to their whatever it is, their brand. You want to do this same thing. You can do it for literally pennies on the dollar. In fact, I was talking about this in a group just yesterday, and a guy asked me, how much do you think it would cost me to get 10,000 people? I ran a challenge on this about 2 months ago, and in the challenge, everybody who got 10,000 people got them for under $200. Think about that. So what you want to think, though, is far bigger than 10,000 people. You want to be thinking 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. You want to be thinking 2 million people. It's going to take a little time, and that's fine. But here's what happens. When you have an enormous amount of people who know you, you get a nice amount of people who like you, and a solid amount of people who trust you. Know, like, and trust. To do this, now there's much more to this strategy that I'm not going to go into here, but to do this, just to get that initial know, like, and trust, all you have to do with your content is balance showing your expertise and solving problems, providing real value with your personality. And you want to weigh it more toward your personality. In the beginning, your personality is more important to whether people know, like, and trust you than the service you provide or how good you are perceived as providing that service. It's more important because we will never, ever do business with you until we decide we like you. Your first order of business, your first goal right out of the gate is to get people to know you. Make them aware of you and show them your personality so that the ones who are going to decide that they like you will do so. Now, even without the level 2 and level 3 of this content strategy, what's going to happen is when you start to get 50,000 people, 75,000 people, 100,000 people, which by the way, can be less than 30 days. When you start to get a lot of people who are aware of your content, two things are going to happen. You're going to get stupid haters who have no life. They're going to say incredibly horrible things on your videos. And you're going to go over and you're going to look at their profiles and realize how sad and desperate these people are and that they have no lives whatsoever. This is a rule with haters. Unless they're professional trolls, they have no lives whatsoever. The other thing is, people are going to start showing up on your profile asking to learn more about you. Here's the beauty of that. First of all, these people will be strangers. They already feel like they know, like, and trust you, and you've never seen them yet. Second of all, they will have had most of the heavy lifting done already in order to make a decision to work with you. Most of the heavy lifting will have already been done by the time they come to your profile and reach out to you. This takes away the feeling that you have to have sales calls. I cannot express this in emphatic enough terms. Think about that. What would it be like for you if you literally, honestly, genuinely had people that you'd never seen before reaching out to you, pre-qualified to work with you? Be a game changer, right? Of course it would. Some of you like sales, most of you don't. What if instead of sales, it's just a conversation, an honest, genuine, clear conversation with no guile and no deception that's just to see if there's a fit? Now, I'm not just saying this. This happens in my business all the time. Every single month, people reach out to me ready to work with me. Every single month. People who I don't know, people who have seen my content over and over again and have decided that I have earned their trust. Do you see what I'm saying here? So instead of 5,000 people on my profile, I've got over 1 million people who are aware of me. Over 1 million people that Facebook has shown my content to. Of that million, there's a nice percentage who trust me. Now, granted, it's not 1 million, but so what? Is it 100,000? Is it 10,000? If it's 10,000 and 1/10 of those people are ready to buy from me, that's 1,000 people. If 1/20th are ready to buy from me, that's 500 people. If 1/50th are ready to buy from me of that 100,000, that's still, what is that, 500 people? Anyway, you get the point, right? You get the point here. The point is, if you want to have more customers, I'm giving you a way to do it for dirt cheap. Let's add some other things onto that for audience growth. You must discipline yourself to spend time providing no strings attached value on your profile and inside of selected groups. You got to do this. And by the way, I am guilty of not going into highly targeted groups enough. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but it's true. I don't do this as much as I should, but every time I do it, I connect with people. I get people who then come over and check me out. Those people who then come over and check me out, some of them, you guessed it, work with me. I am never doing anything douchey. I'm never sliding into your DMs with a cold outreach message. Never. I'm never, that's the main one, I would say, with the organic marketing stuff. But I don't ever have to do anything manipulative. I don't ever have to feel like I've compromised my integrity to get a client. I don't ever feel like I've got to sort of morally justify something that I know I don't want to do. Do you get what I'm saying here? Now, I've been dropping serious value on you guys these last several days, and this is no different. This live stream by itself, if you were to take it and break it down and study it and analyze it, you would start to get more clients. It's that simple. All you have to do is pay attention to what I'm saying here. Create your page. Start to create short videos that demonstrate your personality foremost and your expertise second, and start to publish one a day and boost them for $1 a day at a duration of each video, 7 to 10 days. Now, what's going to happen? After about 10 or 15 days, you're going to find that roughly 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 7 of your videos winds up being what I'd call a winner. It gets far more engagement and numbers than the rest. Take that video and double down on it. Set it for 30 days at $1 a day. Set it for 30 days at $2 a day. This will get you tens of thousands of new viewers, new people aware of you. Steve makes a great point. It's tough to add value to groups sometimes because the moderators often see it as an ad. Great point, Steve. Here's my strategy. I offer my value in a zero pitch way. It's just giving the value. Yesterday, I did a long post in one of my favorite groups, the Coaching Jungle. Big shout out to Mark Moini. And all I did was break down my STORY acronym for how I create signature speeches, right? That's all I did. I didn't say, find me for more. I didn't say anything that even passively was a call to action. I just shared the value. I got a bunch of comments and conversations off of it. And in those conversations, when it was totally appropriate, I didn't steer people to it or anything. When it was totally appropriate, I gave examples of my students having success with the same storytelling model that I taught in the group. Now, here's what happens. People see the value, and especially if you can add your value, if you can share without any hint of this is meant to be a call to action, frankly, what will happen is people will go check you out. And if your profile is set up right and you are clearly positioned as a pro, you'll get interest. It's that simple. The other day inside, can't remember the name of the group. I think it's called the Coaches, Authors, and Speakers Network. I did, yes, Steve, that's right. I did a post where I talked about this exact strategy here, this video boosting strategy. No call to action whatsoever. That must have gotten, I don't know off the top of my head, 40 or 50 comments. I got into lots of conversations about that. And then without ever offering, this is what I want you to understand, without ever pitching or offering, I've got somebody in my DMs, hey, Joe, who is asking me now if I can teach her that strategy. So a hot lead. But here's the thing. I added value without any expectation of reciprocity because I know that a couple of things. And Steve, check this out, man. This is gold. First of all, we expect everyone to be looking for reciprocity when they post, right? Our feeds are filled with coaches and service providers. I'm going to have to jump pretty soon, guys. So our feeds are filled with service providers and coaches, and we know that everybody's doing some sort of underhanded marketing strategy. So here's what we all miss. If you just prove your value, you prove that you know what you're talking about, and you share without expectation of reciprocity, it comes back to you. Joe got kicked out of Coaching Jungle for making offers. Stop making offers, Joe. Make them on your profile. So that's it, right? You go into groups, just share. All you're doing is what you might call passive authority building. You just add value. There's no group moderator in the world who doesn't want people in there adding value. Just don't make any pitch or call to action in it. Don't make any kind of like study everybody else's that you recognize as a subliminal pitch or a covert pitch, and don't do that. Okay? And trust me, when you hit the right value to the right people at the right time, people will come and talk to you. That's the goal. It's truly organic, truly passive, and it will bring you clients. I'd love to talk more about this, but I've got to get ready for a call I have coming up. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.